Once there was a king and queen who never happened
because they had no children.
Every day, the queen would sit and sigh. Until the king would ask,
"What is wrong, my dear?"
Oh, you know. We only had children. I could hug them when they were good and scold them when they were bad. What fun would it be?
Then the king too would sigh and agree with the queen.
One day, the queen was sitting and sighing in the garden when the gardener's wife came by.
"What is wrong, Your Majesty?"
Oh, you know.
"Well, perhaps I have something that can help."
From her apron pocket, she took a pouch. From the pouch, she took a seed. She placed it in the queen's palm, and it was shaped like a baby curled in sleep.
"Plant the seed tonight when the full moon is at its highest. Water it with your right hand, but don't water it with your left, or you'll be sorry."
That night, when the full moon was at its highest, the queen crept out to the garden and planted the seed. She scooped up some water with her right hand and poured it over.
But she forgot what the gardener's wife said and watered it with her left hand too.
Early next morning, the queen ran back to the spot.
There, in the place of the seeds, she found a tall tree with 2 long branches. On each branch was a single blossom.
The blossom on the right was golden yellow and very lovely.
The blossom on the left was flaming red and very strange.
As the queen watched, the petals fell from the yellow blossom and fruit began to grow. It grew into a lovely little girl with a princess's gown and a shining golden hair.
The child cried,
Pick me, Mama. I'm right.
The queen rushed and picked the child from the tree.
Am I your mama? How wonderful. I shall call you Fairhead.
Just then the red petals fell and another child began to grow, but this one was a dirty mess.
She had tangled red hair that stuck it all over. Her clothes were rags and she carried a wooden ladle. And she sat on a baby billy goat.
"Bah!" The child called,
Pick me, Mama. I'm right.
The queen rushed to pick her.
Am I your mama? How terrible. I shall call you Mop Top.
Mop Top! Mop Top! With her wooden ladle, she bopped her billy goat's bottom.
Bop!
And the billy goat galloped round and round the tree.
So now the queen had the children she wished for.
Fair hair was as good as gold, so the queen could hug her as much as she liked.
And Mop Top was always into mischief, so the queen would scold her as much as she liked.
As for the two sisters, they loved each other dearly and would never apart.
One day, the girls were picnicking in a cow pasture.
No. Suddenly, from the nearby woods came a terrible ruckus. What's that?
Troll girls!
Just then, dozens of troll girls burst in from the woods, shouting and screeching ugly trolls.
They had long tails.
And longer noses.
They grabbed the picnic food and played catch with it.
Oi, oi! Keep your head down! I'll take care of this!
The Mop Top bopped her billy goat's bottom
Bop!
and raced right among those troll girls.
Then she bopped those troll girls' bottoms.
Bop! Bop! Bop!
One after another, those troll girls went leaping and crying back into the woods.
Meanwhile, Fairhair just had a peek. She lifted her head the tiniest bit.
Whisk! The troll girl took Fairhair's head right off.
Then the turtle whisked the head off the cap and put it on Fairhair and ran away with Fairhair's head.
Moo, moo. When Mop Top had chased off the troll girls, she came back to her sister.
Oh no! This won't do! A princess can't lose her head!
So Mop Top asked the king to prepare a ship. When it was ready, she led her sister on board.
The king called to Mop Top as she galloped round and round the deck.
Don't you want any sails?
We don't need them.
Then she pulled up the anchor and set sail.
They sailed for a long time till they reached the land of the trolls. Mop Top told Fairhair as they docked.
Stay here!
Then she went ashore and galloped up the road, all the way to the troll castle.
There on the windowsill was her sister's head.
Mop Top bopped her billy goat's bottom.
Bop!
The goat raced past the window and Mop Top grabbed the head. Then she galloped back down the road.
The troll girls came leaping and bounding from the castle, screaming and shrieking nasty troll words.
They chased Mop Top till they caught up.
The troll girl
don't.
She swung her wooden ladle.
That troll girl's head flew right off her shoulders, and the troll girl had to run after it.
Wait.
Mop Top kept swinging.
Oh, those troll heads did roll.
All the troll girls had to chase their heads and leave Mop Top alone.
By the time the troll girls had their heads on straight, Mop Top had to set ship and set sail.
Then Mop Top took the calf's head off her sister and gave it back her own head.
You're wonderful.
You're right.
And the calf said, moo.
Mop Top and Fairhair sailed home.
The king and queen were overjoyed.
The queen gave Mop Top a big hug.
Mop Top gave the calf back his head.
Moo! But the very next day, Mop Top said to Fairhair,
Let's go! So they climbed back on board and sailed off for an adventure.
At last, they came to a far country.
The people there were looking for a new king or queen because the old king had just died. So the prime minister himself came down to meet the ship.
when the Prime Minister saw Mop Top galloping around the deck, he glared.
But when he saw lovely Fairhair, he stared.
Princess, be our queen. Oh no, my sister is brave and noble. She should be the queen. Oh no, she can't be the queen.
Why not?
Well, a queen can't ride an old billy goat.
You call this an old billy goat? Look again.
The Prime Minister looked again.
Huh?
Nay.
He saw that Mop Top was riding a beautiful white horse. Well, a queen can't dress in rags and carry a ladle.
You call these rags? You call this a ladle? Look again.
The Prime Minister looked again.
He saw that Mop Top wore an elegant riding suit and carried a polished riding stick.
Well, a queen can't be a dirty mess.
You call me a dirty mess? Look again.
The Prime Minister looked again.
Huh? He saw that Mop Top was perfectly groomed with smooth and shining red hair. Well, then you can be our queen.
So Mop Top became the queen.
And ruled that country with their sister's help.
And if ever that Prime Minister made her mad,
You can bet she bopped his bottom.
The end.
Very well done, guys.